Are you ready? Are you ready for the thrill of victory? Are you ready to taste victory? Are you ready to take your sports betting to a whole new level? Sit up, put your feet on the floor, because we have work to do. Welcome to the grind. Welcome to Cappers Nation, your weekly all things sports betting show. Tune in live every Thursday at 8 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Let us make you a more successful sports bettor.
What's going on, everybody? Cap Nation Live. Tuesday, game day edition. Welcome, everybody. Tuesday, the 3rd of March. Glad to have everybody here. We're ready to rock. We're ready to roll. We're ready to start making some money. Show number 1 of 2 today. We will be back live again at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, so set your reminders, folks. Do not miss out. We will be live again 2 times a day between now and the end of the tournament, breaking down games, bringing you guys the best action that there is. So welcome, 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 everybody. Should be another good show today. Absolutely, Mr. Watson. Game of the week today, sir. Game of the week is today, and it's going to be good. If you haven't already logged in, go get that game of the week. That way you get on it before we start moving the line, doing what we do best. So welcome, everybody. Free plays yesterday. Ended up going 2-0 on the day. Free plays. Perfect day. If you're on my personal plays, they have not been sent out yet. My personal plays have not been sent out for today. They'll be sent out after the live show today. Need to confirm a couple things on a couple games before they get sent out to the masses. So if you're on my personal plays, you have not missed anything, and you never will miss anything. All right. So if you're on my personal plays, rest assured, you didn't miss nothing. If you're on premium plays, they have been posted. If you're waiting for your account to be reactivated, they have been doing those one by one as the day, or one by one, account by account. So just keep checking your account. I'm sure it'll get reactivated soon. So with that being said, gonna jump into it, guys. I do have my game of the week today. You need to be signed up by 7 p.m. to get on board it. It is college basketball. You need to be signed up by 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 Pacific, in order to be eligible to get on my game of the week. It is one of those games between 7 p.m. Eastern Time and the end of the day. And no, it's not a 6-digit game. It is not a 6-digit game. So as long as you could bet any college basketball side, then you are good to go on this one. That is for sure. Alrighty, let's see here. Oop, hold on one second. Trying to get my little trackpad to work, but it's not connecting for some reason. All right, well, we'll do without it today. But nonetheless, going to be a great day today. Going to be a great show. Going to be a great 2 shows, to say the least. And if you haven't already done so, take 1 second out of your day. Hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you get notified each and every single time we drop content. You will be notified when we do. Recap from yesterday's my personal plays ended up splitting out. Tough day overall yesterday. Good day for free plays. They went 2-0 daily free play on the Memphis Grizzlies plus 2.5, smoking Atlanta. I mean, just absolutely annihilating them until it wasn't even funny. That was a nice winner there. Then during the live show, the second live show, gave you guys North Carolina A&T on the money line minus $1.25. They got the job done against South Carolina State yesterday. So that brought the free plays to 2-0. However, we had a rough day everywhere else. And you guys know I don't hide. I don't need to hide from the smoke and the mirrors and all of that stuff. We had a rough day yesterday. My personal plays split out, went 2-2. We dropped Norfolk State, laying 9.5. I think they won by 6 on that one. So that was an unfortunate one right there. We did win North Carolina A&T, which I gave you guys all for free. We won Grambling State, laying 16.5 as well. And then I dropped the Mavericks, laying 4.5 on their back-to-back, thinking they'd smoke the Bulls. And they ended up losing the game outright, not by much, but enough to, it didn't matter anyway. So we dropped that one. And that ended up me going 2-2. NHL package had a winning day. However, they split out going 1-1. Took Colorado and Detroit over 5.5 goals at a minus $1.10. However, we hammered Edmonton plus 125 on the money line. So they made a little bit. Basically, you made a little bit of juice, a little pocket change yesterday. But hey, making pocket change is better than losing pocket change, that's for sure. So we'll take it, and they'll move on to today. And if you're on the NHL package, there is a big dog today that our NHL guys absolutely are in love with. And they've timed this team right more times than not this year. And they're pretty sure that they're going to time it right again today for a nice dog for you guys with some money in your pocket. Premium plays yesterday. Had that off day yesterday from 3-1 on Sunday to the exact opposite, 1-3 yesterday. Just completely shit to bed yesterday. Couple close calls, one completely off. Utah Jazz lane 8.5. Blowout winner there, and that was the very first one that they gave out. And then it was like the fun stopped right after that. The fun stopped right after the Utah Jazz losing on the Rockets yesterday. And we know better than the Rockets against the Knicks. The Knicks always seem to play them tough, especially when the Rockets are on the road. Suspect at best, and we fell for our own trap. Prairie View laying 14.5 against Alabama A&M. Close but no cigar. And then Weber State laying 6.5. How they ended up losing that game outright is actually beyond me. Losing to Idaho State. Idaho State on the road against Weber State. Never would I have thought that would have happened. I thought Weber would have at least won outright at the very least if they didn't cover the spread. But they weren't even close. They just weren't even close, unfortunately. And you know, you have those off days. You can't run from them. You put it right on your chin and you take it like a champ, you know. You just take that hit and you just keep on going, and it's what you do after that hit that really matters. And that's what we'll keep doing today. We'll grind back with a nice big bounce back. Everybody knows our bounce backs are a lot stronger than our losses. So I don't mind having a losing day because I know our bounce backs are pretty damn cool. Just like my losing day the other day, we bounced back with a nice big 3-0 to end the week. So losing days don't really faze me because the bounce backs are pretty damn cool. So that's the recap of yesterday. Live show leans need to be a little bit of a better improvement today. That is for sure. That is for sure. Live show leans yesterday struggled. I think the second losing day in over 2 weeks from the live show. So we'll get that back on track today. I think overall they went 4-6 yesterday on the opinions from the live leans. But remember, just because it's a lean doesn't mean we're necessarily putting some money on it. The purpose of the lean is to be able to help you guys out, break down the games, and help you guys decide one way or another what might possibly be the best avenue. And just because I say it doesn't mean it's the best avenue, that's for sure. I am wrong. As you guys saw yesterday, I did pick some losers. So, you know, and if they were top quality plays, I would have probably gave it to you for free or told you so, or they would have made my card. But even on my card yesterday, my personal play card, I still donked off 2 games. So, you know, nobody's perfect, but it's what you do after the loss. You know, manage your bankroll properly, bet consistent, micromanage that bankroll. And as I said, consistency on every different level. Consistency is your key to success here, folks. So manage that, and it don't matter how big your losing streak is, you'll bounce back. Doesn't matter how big your losing streak is or with who, you know, you'll bounce back. So as you can see, office may look a little bit different, a little bit of a layout. I know you guys can't see it. I'll post a picture on Twitter. The new office, I am down in Arizona today. Down in Arizona for the next couple days. Hopefully be able to attend some spring training because literally the Texas Rangers are, it would be a long walk, but within walking distance from the new office. So I got a nice little window view, little kids' little school over there. So they moved me out of the dungeon. I got an actual nice office here, so that's kind of nice. So, but I'll be down here for the next couple of days. Left super early this morning and rolled in literally right when we started to film. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun week. And we've got some big things planned. I know I do for my personal play clients. Starting today with my big game of the week. So make sure you guys are on it. And from there, I've got something special planned for all my clients later in the week that should be a nice reward. So if you're on my personal plays, then you're going to have something nice coming your way. Or if you're on the package that includes like a year package. I know Brian's on it, a year package of premium plays and guaranteed guaranteed Saturday. If you're on or not premium plays, guaranteed Saturday, my game of the weeks. If you're on that type of package, you'll be taken care of too. So I definitely take care of all my clients. So Shane, good morning. Trainwreck, good morning. Mr. Mitchell, good morning. Stack Guap, aka Nervous Guap 5150. Trainwreck, Aaron, Billy DeCap 88 in the house. Ryan, what's going on, my brother? William tuning in via text message. Cap, Christopher Bear with the good afternoon, Kyle and Cap Nation. Mr. Watson, Mauricio in the house. Robert S., good morning. Joe D in the house. What's going on? Mauricio says, game of the week, Iowa -5, I think, is cash in your pocket. Well, that's definitely not my game of the week. Terry, good morning. Robert Allen, good morning. Mr. Brackens, good morning. Robert Allen says, play of the day, Georgia State -3. It's the last game of the season for them. They need it bad to get a bye in the tourney. And Arkansas Little Rock already clinched first. Nothing to play for. Nevrez, good morning. Dem Boys in the house, good morning as well. Lewis, good morning. Lewis says, hey, Kyle, I know we have a bounce back day. Quick question, if you're riding the free premium plays for the March Madness package, do we get extended since we're down, or is it just 3 days? Nope, we'll always take care of you. We'll always take care of everybody, Lewis, and you should have it in your account. I know they were activating them one by one. Mr. Blevins, what's going on? So welcome, everybody. Nice little turnout so far. Streaming live, Twitter, Twitch, Periscope, Facebook Live, YouTube, as well as live stream and the live stream app. Welcome no matter where you are watching from around the world. Welcome, everybody. Jason, what's going on? Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. And again, if you're on my personal plays, they have not been sent out yet. They will be sent out after the live show, a little after the live show, once I'm able to confirm a couple of things. But thank you to everybody that's jumped on board so far. My game of the week, Mr. Brackens, Jan, Juan, thanks for jumping on board my game of the week. Corey, Kish, thanks for jumping on board the March Madness package with my plays as well, which you already get. We'll add those to your account. Henry, Joseph, Dan, Kurt, Joe D, thanks for jumping on board the game of the week, as well as everybody else. Thanks for jumping on board the game of the week as well. And it's going to be a good time. It's definitely going to be a good time. So without further ado, I should have a special guest on the show with me tomorrow. In the morning show, should have a special guest with me in the morning show, helping me break down some games. Going to be something that we're going to start doing a little more of. It's something I've always wanted to do, just haven't really done it. You get kind of stuck in your ways, and you just get into a little rhythm for our live shows, and you keep doing what you're doing. So it's always good to bring on your friends. So got somebody coming to join me live tomorrow, and it should be fun. Kelvin, what's going on? Says, new to the channel. Let's see what you got. Thanks, Kelvin. Jimmy O. Jenkins, good morning. Kelvin, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. If you're new to the channel, everybody take 1 second out of your day. Hit that subscribe button right down below. That way you get notified on each and every single one of our videos that we put out. Daily free play video or live video like this. We go live 2 times a day. You will be notified. Definitely appreciate it. So hit that subscribe button and tap that little bell next to it. Let's see here. John says good calls on Memphis and NCAA. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate that. That definitely was a nice 2-0 free plays yesterday. Free plays have been on a little bit of a roll for everybody. Free plays have been on a little bit of a roll for everybody. 2-1, or let's see, 2-0 yesterday. 2-1 Sunday. 2-1 Saturday. 2-0-1 Friday. 2-1 Tuesday or Thursday. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we went 1-1. However, we won the big plays. So free plays on a nice little hot streak. And we're going to keep that going because that ain't hot. Let's be honest, that ain't hot. Mark says he's a man. Kelvin, welcome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Joe Dirt in the house. Billy Hill says, good show so far, but got a jet. Thanks, Billy. You guessed it, Shane. You guessed it. My buddy Chase will come on board. Come on with us tomorrow. Mauricio, yes, I'll definitely break down the Purdue and Iowa game for you. Matter of fact, I'll make sure to do that one during the first show. We'll do that one first, actually, for you. Robert Allen, I appreciate the kind words. Says, this show does nothing but benefit you tremendously if you bet sports. I appreciate that. Appreciate the kind words. Marcus, good morning. Alrighty, so we'll take a look at the games here in just a second. Going to get started, and should be a fun day today. It's always fun when we've got everybody here. When we've got everybody here, it's always a good time. So let's see if we can't ruffle some feathers. Nah, we don't need to ruffle feathers today. So nonetheless, what we're going to be doing, we're going to have some fun. So I'm going to get my game day breakdowns up and running. That way we can jump into them. We'll do that Purdue and Iowa game first. 9 p.m. Eastern on the Big Ten Network. The Carver Hawkeye Arena. You guys know we love breaking down Iowa. And seems that we do them all too often. And nonetheless, we definitely like it. So here we go. I'm going to get the odds refreshed for everybody. Let me move from I had NBA up, so we'll move NCAA up, and we'll start taking a look at all of that good stuff. Aaron says he's sitting on a big ticket, thinking about heading to State Line for Game of the Week. It's probably a good bet there, Aaron. Who dat Bob says, good morning, Kyle. Got notification king cake shipped for this morning. Oh, that is awesome. So does that mean it arrives tomorrow? I'm assuming that means it arrives tomorrow or after. I can't wait. I can't wait. A-Rod, good morning, says Purdue, Tennessee, and Michigan State. Ruben says, good morning, Kyle and Cap Nation. Oh, it arrives today. Even better. I like that. That is awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait for the knock on the office door. Got a special delivery. It may not even make. I'll be in trouble if it doesn't make it home, though, because I've already said what's coming. I've already said what's coming. All right, guys, we're going to take a look. Purdue, 15-14 on the year for the Boilermakers. Matt Painter in his Big Ten Conference play 8-10 on the year, coming off a win over Indiana before losing 4 straight to Penn State, Ohio State, Wisconsin, and Michigan. Taking a look at that, guys. Iowa, the Hawkeyes 20-9 on the year. Fran McCaffrey and his program 11-7 in the Big Ten Conference play, winning 3 out of their last 4 games. Most recently, their win over Penn State at home, beating them 77-68. Before that, they had a loss over Michigan State on the road. And those 2 other wins for their 3 out of 4 was against Minnesota and Ohio State. Taking a look at how they play at home, guys. First of all, Carver Hawkeye Arena gets a 4.1 on the home court score ranking, all right? It's the 28th largest, holds 15,056 fans, 15056. Taking a look at how they play at home. They play exceptional at home. They've got a 1-loss record at home, all right? They lost to DePaul 93-78 way back when on November 11th. It was their second game of the season and it was a very major letdown against a DePaul team. And let me tell you, they're still wishing that they would have won that game because it's their one blemish at home. Other than that, their other 8 losses have been away from the Carver Hawkeye Arena, where they've played absolutely flawless all year long. Where's my buddy Jeff? Because I know he's siding with Iowa because that's his team. And he'll tell you just how of a disaster and embarrassing that loss to DePaul was. Taking a look at the line on this one, guys. I'm still waiting for the, just hit the refresh button. And it should be up here in just a second. But when you're starting to compare both teams side by side, you know, when it comes to offensive numbers, Purdue has a lot of red in their numbers. However, they still come in with the 51st best offense based on adjusted efficiencies. And that's because they do some things extremely well. Limiting turnovers, offensive rebounds. They shoot the 3-ball decent. They may lack in free throws and 2-point plays, and we'll go over all those percentages in a second. But they do some things exceptionally well, other things not so well. Whereas Iowa as a whole, they're pretty stout on every level. Taking a look at this one, guys, if you're looking for the game number on this one, you're going to have to go towards the bottom of the board game, 647, 648. It's a 9 p.m. Eastern time game. Iowa opening up as a 5.5-point favorite. The line is now down to 4.5, depending on where you're looking. I see 5 as well at the Westgate. DraftKings has them at 5, MGM at 4.5, 5 Dimes at 4.5, Bet DSI at 4.5. So anywhere from 4.5 to 5 currently. Total opened up at 142.5. I'm still seeing that at the Westgate and 5 Dimes. Although DraftKings clicked it up to 143, up a half a point. And when you go back to comparing both of these teams side by side, you'll see the good and the bad. Purdue hitting 48% from the field, 17.3% turnover. That's a low number. All right, that's a low number. Division I average is 19%. They're actually 16.3% at committing offensive turnovers in conference play. 34.6% of their offensive rebounds. Purdue, an excellent offensive rebounding team, giving themselves second, third, and fourth opportunities. Unfortunately, they're just not the best at converting those second and third opportunities into points, hitting just 33.6% from out deep. In conference play, those numbers dropped to even 31.7. They're hitting 47% of all their 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk, and they are a 67% free throw shooting team. Taking a look at Iowa, guys, the Hawkeyes, hitting 51.6% from the field. Turnover, 17% all year long. Even better than Purdue at not committing turnovers on offense. That's not defense. Defense is a whole different story. Offensive rebounds, fairly decent team, 32%. Offensive rebounding capability, which means 32.3% of all the rebounds are offensive rebounds. Taking a look at their 3-point shooting, Iowa hitting 34.7%, 51.4% of all those 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk. It's at 50.7% in conference play, and that puts Fran McCaffrey's program in the Big 12 number 2 at converting all their 2-point plays. Free throw shooting, exceptional free throw shooting team, 74%. Free throw shooting team, 74%. It's up to just under 76% in conference play. 2-foul participation, both participate more so for Purdue, not much still at just under 17%, 9.5% for Iowa, so not a big number there either when it comes to the 2-foul where it's going to matter one way or another. Height advantage, there's about a half-inch height advantage on average per player coming out of Purdue over Iowa, so you have that aspect, but not a real big one to where it should matter one way or another. Both go to the bench for over 30% of their total minutes, played by bench personnel as well. Don't mind that noise. I think it's just an F-35 flying over our office. Point distribution, both relying on roughly 30% of their total points to come from out deep. However, Purdue doesn't rely on the free throw at all, which is probably a good thing because they are 67% from the charity stripe. Just 15% of their total points come from the charity stripe, whereas Iowa, relying on just under 20%. Drive to the hoop, get to the line. Drive to the hoop, get to the line, as they say. So you're hitting 76%. I'd be making sure I'm on the free throw line for at least 20% of my total points. Lydell Taylor says, what's up, Kyle? Let's cash that game of the week. Absolutely. We're definitely going to. We will definitely go into. It should definitely be a great game. Ryan says Iowa wins by 15. Jonathan, good morning. Trainwreck says hit that thumbs up too. We definitely appreciate it when you do. If you haven't already done so, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button, guys. It definitely helps us out when you do. Gets our video trending on YouTube. And I keep telling you guys this. The bigger we make this, the more we get to give back to you guys for free. Quick little story on us, all right? We've been around forever. Haven't had a big YouTube presence for too many years. However, when we started out on YouTube, it's been my pet little project, all right? It's been my pet little project. It's been a good little project. It's been fun building it from the ground up from the YouTube following. So we started out with a daily free play video. That was it. One video a day, daily free play video. Send you on your merry way, yada, yada, yada. Then we added in one live show. Cappers Nation Live every Thursday. Every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Or it might have been 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I can't remember. I think it was 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It was a once-a-week program. Once-a-week live show. Then it turned into every Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday live shows. Then it was 5 days a week. Then it was 7 days a week. Once a day live show plus a daily free play video. Now here we are 2 times a day live plus a daily free play video. So more content. The bigger we build this, the more we'll give to you guys. Taking on 5 dimes as a presenting sponsor, as a paying sponsor, allows us to give out a free UFC fight pick on every single UFC fight card. Doing all kinds of unique stuff, bringing you guys live odds, real-time odds. It's expensive to even have access to them. It's even more expensive to be able to provide them to you guys on an XML feed that's actually live and not a scrapped, stolen XML feed. So the bigger we build this, the bigger, and it can't happen without you guys. The bigger you guys help build this, the more you hit the share button, the more you hit the thumbs up button, the more comments you make on the video, the more trending our videos get on YouTube and their search engine and their algorithm ranking. The bigger we'll build this, the more subscribers we get, the bigger it'll get, and the more we'll give to you guys absolutely free. So make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already done so. Take 1 second out of your day, 1 second out of your day, and hit that subscribe button. All right, hit that subscribe button, and you will not be disappointed. It'll be the best decision you made all week if you're new to our YouTube channel. All right, if you're new to our YouTube channel, you will definitely enjoy that. So do that. It'll be the best thing that you did. So as far as this game goes, the Purdue and Iowa game, as far as the game, obviously bookmakers are expecting it to be a close game. Taking a look at what's happened in a prior meeting, Iowa losing to Purdue 104-68. I tend to think that that was a one-off. However, they have given up over 100 points to Michigan, although they hung strong. They ended up losing in that one, I think, by 12. It wasn't quite the giant blowout that they had against Purdue earlier in the year. I mean, this was their most embarrassing loss, more so than their home loss against Purdue. I mean, they just got absolutely smoked on the road. And on the road is where they've struggled. The Iowa Hawkeyes on the road is a risky calculation to bet on them. They definitely struggle on the road, losing. I mean, heck, they've lost, what, the last 4 straight road games? Or no, 4 out of their last 5 road games. Their only one coming by way of Minnesota by 3. So other than that, I like them at home. I like them at home. I think the line is right. Not right, but I think it's right for bettors. Right for bettors that are backing Iowa. But I'm still a little suspect on the 4.5 line. I'm wondering if somebody's going to be sitting out or if somebody might be possibly hurt that didn't make any reports. So I'm still a little suspect on the line. That's why I stayed off of it, although I haven't released my personal plays yet. So not to say that it won't make my personal play card. But as far as this one goes, I do lean towards Iowa here. I think they are the better program. I think they're the better team. I think they should get the job done. And of course, my pen has to die, right? But as far as it goes, as of right now, it's just a lean. But I do like Iowa laying the 4.5. but the line is definitely suspect. And I mean, I get it. They beat them by like 200 points, earlier in the year. So, they're giving Purdue a little more credit than they probably deserve. Taking a look at the fact that they've lost 4 out of their last five games to Penn State, Ohio State, Wisconsin, and Michigan. So other than that, Ryan says they will have a sports almanac. Aaron says, anyone else having issues with YouTube? Aaron, what seems to be the issue that you're having on YouTube? Maybe I could help you. Randy C., what is going on? Dan, what's going on? Thanks for jumping on board my game of the week. Chido, what's going on? Chido, absolutely. Toronto European Kyle, afternoon boss. Please give Oswald Derek a shout out. I'm trying to make this build. What's going on, Oswald Derek? Chido says, for you to put your game of the week so early in the week, you must really love the play I'm in. I absolutely do. I think we have an absolute blowout on our hands. I know a lot of people see it the exact opposite, but I think we have a monster blowout coming in our back pocket, and I couldn't pass up on it. Couldn't pass up on it. Dan says, yep, that's what he said yesterday. Chido hasn't had a game of the week on a Tuesday. Honestly, I don't think I've put out a game of the week on a Tuesday in a couple years. I think the earliest we got a month or 2 months ago, we had one on a Wednesday. Terry says, anywhere on the package, including premium personal March Madness that we discussed. I don't think it's going to happen. March Madness package is $219.99. Premium plays by themselves for a month is on sale at $1,000. But I don't think there'll be a combo package. At least not as inexpensive as you were hoping, that's for sure. But I definitely ran them by it this morning, and we just haven't had time to discuss it. Robert says, I'm passing on Iowa today. I'm just scratching my head on this line. It's definitely an interesting line, and it's interesting suspect at best, and it makes you wonder. But I will tell you this. I mean, here, let me pull up the money aspect of it. And we'll take a look at that to see. Now, unfortunately, Eternal, they're not doing the... there's no way to get it for free. You can purchase it straight up for $50. But it'll definitely go hand in hand with my personal plays that I put out today, that's for sure. But in order to get on both, you'd have to buy both for $149. But taking a look at the money aspect on this one, let me find the money to see if I can find it. They're not in game number order, so there we go. 85%. 85% of the bets coming in on the spread, and 96% of the money line bets coming in. All coming in on Iowa. The money is heavy on Iowa. Sharps, Public, Clowns, you name it. All the money coming in on Iowa. Not much on Purdue. 4% of the money line on Purdue. 15% against the spread coming in on Purdue. And Vegas is hoping that you're betting Purdue, especially when there's that much money on it and the line is still consistently dropping. Definitely lean towards Purdue laying the 4.5. As far as the total goes on this one, I think it's going to be close. Believe it or not, our system says 140, where we have the total being, which would lean towards the under. But I don't necessarily agree with it. When I took a look at it earlier, and last night, I had the total right around 147, 148, where it crept to. So the total being 142.5, I do lean towards the over as well, over 142.5. Thanks to everybody jumping on board my game of the week. Marcus, thanks for jumping on board. Keith, thanks for jumping on board. Albert, Mr. Brackens, everybody else, thanks for jumping on board. It's going to be a monster day today, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. And as Eternal said, last time they played, Purdue shot lights out, from out deep. They shot lights out from out deep, and it was crazy. The likelihood of that happening again, probably not likely. They made 19 3-pointers last time they played. They went 19 of 34 from out deep. They shot 56% from out deep. 3 of 8 from the free throw line. That's exactly where we expect them. They out-rebounded Iowa. They created 5 less turnovers. But the big factor was the 19 threes to the 6 of Iowa. And, when you're breaking it down and you're taking a look at it, Purdue's not a lights-out 3-ball team. In conference play, they're shooting 31.7% from out deep. So it'll definitely be something that they attempt today to try, I'm sure, to try and get on fire from out deep. They are a big relier on the 3-ball. Almost 32% of their total points come from out deep. A little less than that, a little less than 30% in conference play, for the sole fact that they struggle in conference play to knock down threes. Taking a look at the box score of Purdue's last game against Indiana, who they beat. Purdue went 2 of 17 from 3-point range. So not like you can say that their 3-point shooting is on fire. Their last game, they literally went 2 of 17 and shot 11.8% from out deep. They did pick up their free throw shooting. They did go 13 of 18 for 72%, though. Eric Hunter went 1 for 4 from out deep. Evan Bogdanovic went 1 for 3. Sasa Stefanovic went 0 for 3. Jahad Proctor went 0 for 3. Matt Harms 0 for 1. Aaron Wheeler 0 for 3. A lot of 0-fers. 2 for 17 from 3-point range for Purdue in their win over Indiana. Imagine if they actually converted a decent amount. They went 2 for 17, shot 11.8%. And they still beat them by 8. So, I don't see them having that lights-out 3-point game again. So I do lean towards Iowa. All right, so we'll take a look at a couple other games. We'll jump into that one, spend a little time. Definitely going to see what's going to happen today. Lydell, thanks for jumping on board my game of the week. But yeah, a lot of people in Iowa, that's always scary when that happens. No doubt about it. I hope you guys saw that. The blunders of the show. I thought I was empty on water, but apparently I leaned it over a little too far, and it went right down my shirt. Down my pants are wet. I probably look like I wet my drawers. That's classic. I hope that showed up on camera. Is there any water in there? Whoops, and pour it down my drawers. All right, so all right, next one that we're going to do. We're going to take a look at the Marquette and DePaul game next. We'll take a look at the Marquette game next. I wouldn't say that they were so bad, that they'll be more focused today, because they won, or they lost 4 games straight before that. And I got news for you. They went 4 of 16, which was obviously better. They did double, basically, what they did in their game prior to that, where they lost by 8 to Michigan at home. So it was real. I mean, they're not a quality 3-ball team, and it shows. And it definitely shows. In their game against Wisconsin, their 4-point loss to Wisconsin on the road, they actually had a better contest from out deep. They went 7 of 19. Shane, I need a straw. Yeah, I do. So I wouldn't say that them being more focused today is going to be a fair assessment. I think they're focused on every game that they go into. The fact that they already beat this team, they'd love to beat them again, will probably bring a little extra focus. But then again, they're playing on the road, Carver Hawkeye Arena. You're going to give a 2.5-point advantage for the fact that they're playing in the Carver Hawkeye Arena anyways. So as far as this one goes, lean towards Iowa. And I don't, with the exception of the line, unless the bookmakers know something that we don't just yet, the line is very suspect. And I've made a couple phone calls on the line. I heard nothing back. I'm still waiting for a phone call back as well. But other than that, nothing else on it. All right, so Marquette, DePaul, guys. If you're looking for the game number on this one, if you're looking, you're going to have to go towards the middle of the page. Game 637, 638, Marquette opening up as a 4-point favorite. They're up to 4.5. Total opened up at 149. It's up to 149.5. Bet DSI coming in high at 150 as well. Take a look at the Golden Eagles, guys. Marquette, Steve Winowski and his program, 18-10 on the year. Big East Conference play. They're just 8-8. They've got 2 final games. They're projected to win both of these games and win out their season. They've lost 4 out of their last 5 games, losing to Villanova, Creighton, Providence, and Seton Hall. Their only win came at home against Georgetown, where they smoked them by 21. They get DePaul today. They get St. John's on the road. Their final 2 games are on the road. And let's take a look, at what they're capable of doing on the road. They have won on the road, just not a lot. They've got their last road game. They've actually lost 2 straight against Villanova and Providence. Their last road game was a double overtime victory, 84-82 on the road against Xavier. They lost an overtime road game before that. They beat Georgetown on the road 84-80. And they also beat Kansas State earlier in the year, back in December, on the road as well. My wife got me an Apple iWatch, the titanium one, for my birthday. And I wear it every now and then. But I don't understand it. Sometimes it starts playing music. Sometimes it starts talking to me when I just move my arms. It's rather funny. Give me 1 second, folks. Okay. Aaron, if you're watching, brother, I see your email. I will reply. I'll read it and reply as soon as we're off the live show. All right, give me 1 second, folks. And then we're going to get this other breakdown rolling for you guys. All right. Matt, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. No problem, Aaron. Yeah, I seen it pop up on my phone, so definitely we'll get back to you as soon as we're done with the live show and all that good stuff. Joe, do I have any information regarding the Lakers playing or which players will be playing? I stayed off of that game today, so because of the uncertainty. I know Anthony Davis is a game time decision. I haven't seen an official based on patterns and stuff. I would imagine he plays today, but I haven't seen an official word one way or another. But if I hear anything, I'll definitely post I'll post something on my Twitter about it, but I haven't, I stayed off of that game, so I didn't really dive too deep into it. Gary, what's going on? All is well here. The green stuff, Smashing Greens by MASF Industries. Veteran-owned company. Veteran-owned company here. I will definitely... there's a direct link to it. All right, so going to get this Big East Conference breakdown rolling between Marquette and DePaul, and then we'll start talking about some more things. Right now, Marquette laying 4.5, guys. As we said, they've lost 4 out of their last 5 games. They'll be going up against the DePaul teams, guys. The Blue Demons, they've lost 2 straight, and they've lost too many straight, all right? What is it? 9 out of their last 10 games they've lost. Losing to just about everybody there in the Big East, with the exception of Georgetown, who they just beat at home on the 22nd. They are at home against DePaul, against Marquette today. They play in that Wintrust Arena, guys. Holds 10,387 fans. It's definitely going to be a tough one. They do get a home court score of 2.6, which makes it the 282nd toughest place to play. So you're not going to give much of a home court advantage one way or another for DePaul today. And taking a look at the side-by-side comparison, first of all, when it comes to defense, there's a big difference with DePaul and their offense. DePaul's offense comes in ranked 163rd based on adjusted efficiencies, okay? Adjusted efficiencies, when their defense comes in ranked 55th in all of Division I, okay? Their defense comes in ranked 55th. However, with it being in the Big East and just conference play, it's not that good compared to all the other teams in that conference. Marquette's offense and Marquette's defense is pretty stout on both sides of the court. They're hitting 51.7% from the field, 38% from out deep. They are the number 11 3-ball shooting team in all of Division I, second in their conference, and with just conference play numbers. They're hitting 47% of all their 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk, and they are an exceptional free throw shooting team. Just in conference play alone, they're hitting 76.5% from the charity stripe. DePaul, on the other hand, guys, when you take a look at their numbers, it's all about what you're doing now. So let's take a look at just conference play numbers. 45.9% from the field, 29% 3-point shooting, 46.7% of all their 2-point plays, and 65%, a very poor 65% from the charity stripe for them. They also have a high of a 20.7 turnover mark in conference play, whereas Marquette is sitting at 17.2 on offense. So a great number when it comes to turnovers, high on DePaul's side, low on Marquette's side. Offensive rebounding, it's one thing that DePaul does decent at 31% offensive rebounds, which means 31% of their total rebounds. If they have 100 rebounds over a 5-game stretch, 31 of those, or just over 31 of those, will be offensive rebounds, giving themselves second, third, and fourth opportunities to put up points on the board. Marquette coming in with 29 in that category. Two foul participation protocol, not much, 15.4% for DePaul, 8% for Marquette. Null and void doesn't really matter there. Height advantage, roughly the same. DePaul going to the bench for only 21% of their total minutes played are by bench personnel. Total minutes played are by bench personnel, which is a low number for having such a low two-foul participation. A lot of times what you see is when teams don't go to the bench very much, it's because they're playing their starters and they're willing to risk fouls or fouling out early or getting in foul trouble early, so to say, for playing time. Not the case with DePaul. Marquette goes to the bench for 31% of their total minutes. They also rely on the free throw for 22% of their total points. But then again, If I was hitting 76.5%, I say this all the time, I would definitely be making sure my kids are driving to the basket, getting to the line, and putting some free points up on the board. DePaul relying on it for 18% of their total points, which is kind of on the high side considering they can't make one if you even gave it to them. Just 65% from the charity stripe for DePaul. Three ball relying on it. Marquette relies on the three ball. Number 2 stats in their conference at this. And 17th overall in the country. 38.9% of the total points scored by Marquette come from out deep on average. Just 22.8% for DePaul. They rely on that 2-point play for most of them. As far as this game goes, I don't have a play on this one. We stayed off of this game, but I do like Marquette in this scenario. I don't like Marquette on the road. I think DePaul plays them tough today. They have a making to get blown out. They definitely have a making to get blown out. Then the spread doesn't matter. But I do see Marquette winning. However, to me, I don't really want to risk laying 200 and maybe something that I tease or either tease it down or put it in a parlay with the minus 200. But I do lean. I like them on the money line more than I do the laying the points. But in this scenario, I'm completely off of it. But if you made me choose, I would take Marquette laying the 4.5. Brian, that's awesome. So you just ordered the victory shirt on the website. I'm sure he'll greatly appreciate that. Mitch Auger, former U.S. Navy SEAL and professional MMA fighter. That's his company. So he's a good dude. He's a good guy. And yeah, the victory shirt, the $1 million shirt. He's got shirts on there. I thought you were talking about another shirt, but not the $1 million shirt. But no, he's a good dude. Makes some good products. That's for sure. This is his. The mindset is everything. So, next one that we're going to do. Next one that we're going to do, I'm going to do another game day breakdown. We're going to be jumping all over the place today doing the breakdowns. Next one that we're going to do Little Rock and Georgia State next, 7 p.m. Eastern time on ESPN+. Obviously, we can't get through all of them today in such a timely manner, but we're definitely going to try and take a look at the most and biggest matchups that we can for you guys. And then any requests that we can as well between this show and the live show later tonight. And again, if you haven't already done so, if you are brand new to our channel, first of all, a very big warm welcome. Nice big straight man hug to you guys. Nice big warm welcome to everybody that's new to it, and as well as everybody that's been here a while. If you're new to our channel, take 1 second out of your day, hit that subscribe button right down below. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you get notified every single time we put out content. It doesn't matter if it's pre-recorded or notified. So definitely hit that subscribe button. Coriel, what's going on? Callie Alexander Black says, hey all, Duquesne +5 and feel like a sucker, but I'm on the Hawkeyes -5. Duquesne money line, worth a look perhaps. We'll try and take a look at that game as well. You guys know I love me a good VCU, so we'll take a look at that one. And again, if you haven't already done so, do us a favor. Give us a big thumbs up in the video. Let us know you appreciate all the hard work that we do to bring you guys the free content 7 days a week, 365 days a year. But what I need to do now, my water jug is empty. Apparently, I poured it all down my lap, which is kind of awkward walking through the office. nonetheless. So I need literally less than 2 minutes. I'm going to run and just go refill this real quick so that way we can keep the show going much longer into the 11 o'clock hour here on the West Coast, 2 o'clock hour on the East Coast. So literally, don't go anywhere. I'll be back in less than 2. Don't go anywhere. And we'll be right back with some more Cap Nation Live. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be back. And no, we'll definitely, Corey, we can definitely take a look at that one as well if you remind me. So we'll see you guys all. Guess who's back? Back again. Guess who's back? Tell a friend. What's going on, everybody? We're back. Cap Nation wanted to leave. Their loss, our gain. We are back. Ready to rock, ready to roll, and ready to have some more fun, let me tell you. Let me tell you, folks. So what we're going to do now, we're going to do the Little Rock and Georgia State game. And then after that, we'll jump into the game that that Corey asked for, if I can remember it at that time, the Texas and Oklahoma game. Thomas is doing drywall but listening. Thanks for tuning in. Mr. McDonald as well. Always glad to have everybody who does tune in. Mr. Bowie, thanks for jumping on board my game of the week, sir. Glad to have you on board. It's definitely going to be a great day today as well for everybody that jumped on board. Don't forget, guys, March Madness package is going on and going strong. If you're not on it, you should get on it. We'll go over that here in a little bit as well. For everybody that's not exactly sure what the March Madness package entails, we'll go over that next. Well, not next, but a little bit later on. But diving into the Little Rock and Georgia State game, guys, if you're looking for the game number on this one, it's game 607, 608. It's the 4th game down the board, and it's not hard to find. Definitely not hard to find. Taking a look at this one. Ryan, if we have time, we definitely can. If we have time, we could take a look at it. Taking a look at this one, guys. Georgia State opening up as a 3-point favorite. It's pretty much stayed there. Every book that we have, 5 Dimes, Westgate, DraftKings, MGM, The D, Caesars, Station, and BetDSI are all at 3. Bovada is at 3.5, though. But then again, it's Bovada. Taking a look, guys. The total on this one opening up at 154.5. I see 156 at 5 Dimes in the Westgate, MGM at 155. The D Caesars are all at 155.5, and 156 at the stations, and then both offshore places, Bovada and BetDSI coming in high at 156 as well. All right, Gary. I will definitely send you a message when I'm done later. All right, guys, taking a look at Little Rock, guys. The Trojans, the wrong Trojans, that is. They're 21-9 on the year, guys. Darrell Walker and his Trojans, guys, coming out of the Sun Belt Conference. They're 15-4. This is their final game of the season. And Georgia State definitely looking to end the season on a winning note. They've lost 3 straight: UT Arlington, Texas State, and Georgia Southern. 2 away and a home game. Here they are at home, guys, playing at the GSU Sports Arena. Small place, holds 3,400 fans, but it does have a nice big 3.4 home court ranking, which makes it the 114th toughest place to play. So you're going to give them a 1.5 for just playing at home. So what that means is that if this was a neutral site game, they'd be laying 1.5 to 1. And obviously, if they were on the road, it would be even worse than that. Lower than that, they'd probably be catching points. Taking a look, guys, at both teams' side-by-side comparison. But first of all, before they had their little 3-game spat, they had a nice little roll, and they won 5 out of 7, 3 straight, 2 straight before that, 3 straight before that. Conference play has been a little up and down roller coaster for Georgia State. Losing to Troy twice, losing to Louisiana, UT Arlington, Texas State, all of that good stuff. Earlier in the year, they were 8-3 and 2-0 in conference play to start the year out of the first 11 games, and then it just kind of, they've had an up and down roller coaster nonetheless. Taking a look at Little Rock, guys. Excellent shooting team. They hit 53% from the field, 35% from out deep, 53% of all their 2-point plays, 71.8% of their free throws from the charity stripe. But listen to these numbers when they're playing in conference play. When they're in Sun Belt Conference play, Little Rock, #1 shooting from the field at 55%. #1 3-ball shooting team at 36.6%. #1 at converting their 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk at 55.4%. And the 5th best free throw shooting team in the Sun Belt Conference. However, they'll be going up against a Georgia State defense that is a very quality defense, especially in conference play. Georgia State's D is holding teams to 46% shooting from the field, 30% shooting from out deep. They're holding teams to 46% shooting of all their 2-point plays. #1 in their conference on defense in that stat. They're also converting 20.8% defensive, creating turnovers when they're on defense. And luckily for them, Little Rock turns the ball over a lot, 20.8% of the time as well. So that's definitely an edge towards Georgia State when it comes to the defensive side of things. Take a look at Georgia State. They're hitting 50.6% from the field, 36% from out deep. They convert 48% of all their 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk. In conference play, they're a 76.5% free throw shooting team, so a very quality free throw shooting team as well. For Georgia State. Take a look at the 2-foul participation. Monster advantage for Georgia State. 2-foul participation, first of all, what is it? There's a lot of people tuning in. Some of you probably don't even know what it is that just haven't asked, and that's fine. I'll go over it. It's a stat that we track that is a major contributor to how we bet college basketball. Not only the side, but a total as well, over and under. It's basically it's a general rule, an unspoken rule in college basketball. In the first half, when a player picks up his 2nd foul, he goes to the bench. I mean, 5 fouls and you're out. A lot of teams are not going to risk that 3rd foul. Some coaches, however, will. Darrell Walker for Little Rock, for his Trojans, he will. So what this stat exactly is it's the amount of, it's a percentage of an amount of available remaining playing time that a coach will allow his players to play remaining in the first half once they pick up that 2nd foul. Hold that thought 1 second, guys. Hello? Thank you. Bye. My mom calls, mother-in-law calls, or my wife calls, I got to answer. So there we go. But the 2-foul participation protocol is a stat that we track immensely in college hoops because it could have a swing. Let's just be honest. If one of the key players for any team, may that be, picks up Kamani Johnson for Little Rock, picks up 2 fouls early in the first half, the 6'7" kid. He's less likely to play defense at a stronger pace. He's less likely to dive after a loose ball. He's less likely to swat after a loose ball. He's less likely to take that step in and possibly get a block rather than get the charge going the other way. So it's a stat that can definitely swing a total over, by meaning if you get 2 teams that participate and are in it a lot and in it early, it could mean more easy buckets for teams that like to drive to the hoop, because there's going to be less fouls, more offensive rebounds, less defensive rebounds by defensive players that pick up 2 fouls early and are still left out there. So it's a major stat, and it's a major advantage for the team that has the lower number. Anything above 20, we start to factor into the equation. Anything under 20% is just a small number. But when you have a team like Georgia State that's in it 12.4% of the time, it's not a big number. When you have a team like Little Rock that's in it 55.8% of the time, that's a huge number. So what that means is, let's just say one of the players for Little Rock picks up his second foul at the 10-minute mark. That means he's going to get 55.8%. So let's round up and say 56% of the available playing time. He's going to get roughly 5.5 minutes of that remaining 10 available in the first half. Whereas most kids will be sat on the bench until the start of the second, if not a few minutes into the second. So it's definitely a stat we pay attention to. So major advantage for Georgia State, as Little Rock's in it 55.8% of the time. Based on the numbers, based on the shooting, based on how each team's perform, Little Rock already locking up their conference. Georgia State needing a win. I like Georgia State. I really do. I think they're, on paper, the better program today. The better program today. They have been shooting. They have been struggling shooting and struggling scoring, as Shane put out. But I think today, with the matchup that we have and the scenarios, I think it definitely favors Georgia State. But I'm not too keen on them laying 3 or 3.5 at one of the books. If I was going to do anything on them, I'd probably take them on the money line minus $1.60, or I would throw them in a teaser. Other than that, to me, it wasn't a strong enough play to want to turn it into a play and put it on my card. Brian, I like it too. I love it. I really do like it. I really do like it. I think we could have made my game of the week a game of the year, but we already had that big sucker. So the next one that we're going to do, we're going to break down. The next game that we're going to break down out of request for Corey. So Corey, if you're still here, it's coming your way, brother. The Texas and Oklahoma game is coming up next. That is going to be the next game day breakdown that we do. Hold on one second. Second, folks. Need to pop something up here real quick. And then we're going to get started on this next game day breakdown. So don't go anywhere. If I can find it, that is. 1 second, folks. All right, I'm back. Skip, any thoughts on the over and under in the Georgia State game? No, I stayed off of the total. Wasn't a big fan of it. Wasn't a fan of the total one way or another on it. No opinion on it. I'd stay off of it completely. Give me 1 second. Not sure what happened to the feed. But I'm assuming we're still live. But I lost my feed. So hang tight for me 1 second, folks. Give me 1 second. It says we're still live, but nothing showing up on my end, so bear with me just a second, folks. Nothing showing up on my end, so bear with me just a second, folks. If you're watching on live stream, Twitter, Twitch, or Facebook Live, come join us on the YouTube app. Make sure that that wasn't slowing us down a little. Anybody able to see anything or hear anything? If you can, please let me know. I greatly appreciate it. That way we know if it's still live or not. It's all good on your guys' end. Well, I'm glad it's good on your guys' end, so we're going to keep rolling then. I don't see anything on my end. So if for some reason it stops, let me know. If for some reason it stops, definitely let me know. That way I can get it corrected. But as of right now, but I'm wondering if it might be my connection. But oh yeah, it's my connection here. Oh, it just came back. It just came back. So all good there. All right, so we're going to jump into this one. Robert's got a good point. Going back to Georgia State, says they're a good team. Don't hold a couple bad games against them. They're at home in a must-win against a meaningless game for Arkansas Little Rock. I do agree with you on that one. Robert says, I guarantee you a win. Big statement there. Love it. All right, so got the live feedback. For some reason, it wasn't working on my end, but nonetheless, it is back. So with that being said, let's continue on. All right, guys, you got Texas, guys, the Longhorns 18-11 on the year. For Shaka Smart in his program, they're 8-8 in the Big 12 Conference, guys. They've won 4 straight, beating TCU, Kansas State, West Virginia, and Texas Tech last Saturday on Leap Day, beating them by 10, 68-58. Here they are. They're going to go on the road today against Oklahoma. And then next Saturday, they're going to get Oklahoma State at home to round out their season and their Big 12 conference play. They're going to be going up against the Sooners, guys, 18-11 on the year for Lon Kruger in his program. That's also 18-8 in conference play. A home game today, a road game against TCU later next week, or this weekend coming up. Both must-win situations for both programs, and to keep their winning alive and their hopes alive. Taking a look at a little more in depth, Oklahoma, guys, they've won 2 straight. They've lost 3 out of their last 5 games. Before their little 2-game win streak, they lost to Kansas, Baylor, and Oklahoma State. And here they are. They're going to get Texas today at home. They've already beat Texas. They beat them on the road 72-62 back on January 8th. So just another game for Oklahoma, but it's going to be a big get-back game for Texas. Home court advantage 4.0 for the Lloyd Noble center guys. Got that big 4.0, which makes it the 19th toughest place to play in Division I. Big number there, guys. You're going to give them a 2.5 point advantage for the fact that they're playing at home. All right, monster home court advantage. This is a 9 p.m. Eastern time game. So if you're looking for the game number, scroll towards the bottom, the very bottom of the regular games. Game 651, 652, with Oklahoma opening up as a 6.5 point favorite. They are now laying 7. Total really hasn't budged from the opening number of 133, although I do see the DraftKings has 132.5, and BetDSI and Bovada both 133.5. So, but for the most part, 5 dimes, the Westgate, MGM, Caesars, the D, 133 for the total. Taking a look at both programs, when you start comparing them side by side, obviously Oklahoma comes in with a much better ranked defense than Texas. However, the Texas defense is no slouch. But then again, the Sooners play excellent defense as well. Reading some of the comments, Shane said, good deal, Brian Hammer, pound it, buddy, in the name of Kyle. Love it, Robert, love it. Love the chat, guys. I love the user interaction in the chat. We probably have one of the most friendly live chats that there is. We may not be the largest of the show, but I think our chat quality is next to none. Next to none, that's for sure. We may not have the numbers that some of the other places have, but I think ours probably has the better quality when it comes to everything. So back to the Sooners and the Longhorns, guys. And again, the Longhorns defense is no slouch. So to say Oklahoma's offense right away is just going to roll all over them a second time at home. Well, first of all, the home court advantage for the Sooners is definitely real. You're going to give them a 3-point advantage for the fact that they're playing at home. If this was a neutral site game, the Sooners would still be favored by 3.5, possibly even 4, if this was a neutral site game, just depending on how much the books are given for the home court advantage. Take a look at the Longhorns, guys. They hit 50.7% from the field. They're converting 35% in conference play of all their 3-point plays, all their 3-point attempts, 46% of all their 2-pointers, every jump shot, layup, and dunk, and they're just a 69% free throw shooting team. So a very poor free throw shooting team in a couple areas. Offensive rebounds, 27%, but that's actually more by over 4%, 4.5% more than what Oklahoma puts out. They do turn over the ball. The Longhorns do turn over the ball at a clip of 20.7%. A little high for my liking. The Sooners are hitting 48.7% from the field. That number went up to 49% in conference play. They're converting 32% of all their 3-point attempts. So a little on the low side. They're actually below the Division I average when it comes to shooting the 3-ball. All those 2-point plays hitting 49%. They're under, again, the Division I average as well. Thank you, William. That's very sweet. William says the one thing that we have that others don't is me. So I appreciate that. Free throws, Oklahoma. Dynamite from the charity stripe. The 21st best free throw shooting team in Division I. The 3rd in the Big 12 Conference. Conference play, they're hitting 75.4%, 76.8% all year long. Shane says, we don't need the numbers, just you. Definitely appreciate it as well. People are starting to realize. But the one thing with Oklahoma, the reason why their offense is ranked so high, yet their 3-point shooting, their 2-point plays are all below the Division I average, is because of mainly their turnover rate, exceptionally low. They get a big grade in that remark at 15.9%. They keep their 2-foul participation under 20% at 13.7%. Texas is up to 29.5%. So there definitely is an advantage for Oklahoma in the 2-foul participation protocol. Height advantage, none. They go to the bench. Oklahoma just 22% of the playing time. They haven't needed to be able to go to the bench and risk their players being in the 2-foul participation. Texas going to the bench for almost 32% of their total minutes. Texas relying on the free throw for a almost league Division I low Division I low of 12.9%. Texas does not rely on the free throw. It's probably a good thing being a 67% or 69% in conference play free throw shooting team. Texas relies on that three ball. They're going to take a three after a three after a three after a three. Okay, a two and a three and a three. They rely on the three ball for 38% of their total points. 49.5% of their total points are of the 2-point kind. Point distribution for Oklahoma, 19% from the charity stripe. 49% are of the 2-point kind. 31% are of the 3-point attempts. So more mixed bag when you get from Oklahoma. But then again, you know, they're lacking in a couple categories. Now, if they were a lights-out shooting team, their offense would probably come in with a top 10 offense rather than just a right there in the right around the 50 mark when it comes to offense for Oklahoma. Take a look at defense. One thing that, you know, Texas does great, defense. They do defense. They play defense exceptionally well. They're holding teams to 32% shooting from out deep in conference play, 46% of all their 2-point plays. They're creating 19.2% turnovers, all right, 21% all year long on defense. So not only can they rebound offensively, they can turn the ball over on defense as well, or create turnovers on defense as well. So I like that stat when it comes to Texas. As far as the what are you doing now for me, Texas, they've won 4 straight, beating TCU, Kansas State, West Virginia, Texas Tech. 2 on the road, 2 at home. They're coming off a 10-point road victory over Texas Tech. Oklahoma's lost 3 out of their last 5 games. They did beat Texas Tech 65-51 in a neutral site semi-home game. They did beat West Virginia 73-62 by 9 on the road. But they're most recently losing to Kansas, which who hasn't, with the exception of a few teams. Baylor, with the exception of a few teams who hasn't. And then Oklahoma State. That was the big disaster one right there where they lost 83-66, and that was on the road. As far as them playing at home, they lost to Baylor at home. Okay, they lost to Baylor at home. They lost to Kansas at home back on January 14th in their first meeting. Other than that, they've played lights out exceptional at home. They lost to Kansas and Baylor, you know, two of the best teams in college basketball today. Dana says, what's up, Kyle? Great job, man. The best capper on the planet. Thank you, Dana. I do appreciate that. Means a lot. Thanks for tuning in. So as far as this one goes, a Big 12 matchup, Longhorns, Sooners. As much as I'd like to say, you know, Longhorns, 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 it's what they're doing. It's what they're doing. It's definitely a tough one, but it being at 7, I think this is a close game. I think this is definitely going to be a close game that's decided by a basket or 2 or 3 possible, 2 or 3 baskets. As far as that goes, I like the +7. If it was +8 or +9, I'd probably put my money on Texas. But it being that it moved from 6.5 to 7, I'll give it a lean on Texas plus the 7. I think they keep it within 5 or 6. You can quote me on that one. And I'll even give you, what our system has as a final score prediction, which actually goes in line with what we have. I have it being a 68-64 final for Oklahoma. So I'm actually gonna. And the way I have it as a 4-point win for Oklahoma. So for that one, I'll take the Texas +7 as a lean. Dana says, I bought 2 of your $50 plays last week that cashed, and your shows are dope. Thank you, Dana. I'd really, really appreciate that and the support and jumping on the plays. And don't miss out. I have a big game of the week today. And this is the first time, and God, it's been a couple years since I've put out a game of the week this early in the week. Just... it's a game that I love that we just couldn't pass up on. It's going to be a monster today. Definitely going to be a monster today. All right, so what we're going to do now. Skip asking, what time do we need to be signed up? Need to be signed up by 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Sign up by the start of college hoops and you'll be good. Sign up by 7 p.m. Eastern Time and you won't miss out. It's one of those games after 7 p.m. Eastern Time. At 7 or after. But they'll pull the link off at 7 p.m. Eastern. Give me 1 second, folks. Okay. Chris, thanks for jumping on board my game of the week. Terry as well, Stanley as well as everybody else. Always thanks for jumping on board my game of the week. Raymond, I got you wanting to bet the whole bank account. No, sir, don't do the whole bank account. Always stay within reason, you know what I mean? Unless you got another bank account right there waiting for you. Definitely don't put the entire bank account on it. You know I never recommend that one. That's why I put my guarantee on it that if for some reason something happens, I'll take care of you with the next one because, knock on wood, nobody breaks a leg or rolls an ankle or, you know, anything bad like that. But I know you're just playing. I know for the most part, most of us in here have common sense. That's why I actually like our chat. Our chat is actually full of common sense people. That's the cool thing. You guys actually make my job a lot easier. You're welcome, Corey, and I was glad I was able to do it and hopefully helped you out. Yeah, it was. If you guys missed it earlier, if you guys read Robert's comment, I had my water jug. I had thought that it was empty. I thought I took my last drink of it a little bit before that. I thought it was empty, but I thought there might be enough for one more sip to get me through the next breakdown before I go refill it. So I glanced at it like this, and I poured it, and it went right down my shirt, right down to my lap. Rolled off the shirt. The shirt didn't even get wet. Rolled right off the shirt and soaked the jeans. Christopher Bayer says, you make our job easier, too. Well, I'm glad I can definitely help. I love doing this. I love being able to do it, and the fact that we'll be going live 2 times a day makes it even better. Where's the donuts? That's on the weekend, although we haven't had them in a while. And since I'm actually in the West Phoenix office, I don't think there'll be donuts. Don't think there'll be donuts, unfortunately, unless I bring them in. But there is a good donut store, literally. Actually, there's 2. One right down there that I absolutely love, and then there's another one that the wife grew up around here loves. So I'm actually very near to a couple of our customers. And yes, just King Cake. King Cake will be here before we know it. And I may or may not bring that to the missus. No, I know I have to. Joseph, thanks for jumping on board my game of the week. Cedric as well, thanks for jumping on board my game of the week as well. Glad to have everybody on. Robert, have you actually tried it? The KFC donut chicken sandwich? I seen a video that Dana White did. He had the UFC. Oh, Bobby, I don't know if this is it, if it's being delivered, but FedEx is outside. I'm on the 2nd floor. Got a nice view of the parking lot and the little kids' school over there. There's a Sonic over there. And FedEx is downstairs. I hope it's a King Cake. I could use lunch. Oh, nope. He's got an envelope. No package. I definitely will share it. It's hers. I told her it's hers, and I hope she'll give me a bite. Shane, Chase is going to be on the morning show at approximately 12:45 Eastern time. 12:45 he's scheduled to come on. Right around there, 12:45, 1 o'clock. For a little bit. False alarm, I know. Definitely was quick, Cedric. Just like our cash-in tonight, we're going to cash it. Going to hammer that book tonight. I can't wait. So what we're going to do now, we're going to break down another game. We're going to have some fun today. That is for sure. We're going to take a look at another game I'm going to pop up for you guys. Hoping the FedEx was for me. I was hoping it was the King Cake too, but then I'd have to open it on the show, and then I would definitely feel I'd have to try it, and then I'd probably anger the missus because I've been hyping up this king cake coming to her. So she's definitely looking forward to it. That is for sure. That is for sure. So, going to get another game day breakdown coming your guys' way right now. But first, let's discuss March Madness. First of all, couple things with March Madness. I sent out an email the other day. If you're on our website, if you've ever purchased a package from us prior to the other day, I sent out an email in the evening time asking people about March Madness. If you're coming to Vegas for March Madness, or if you're already a local here and you want to do something, we're looking at doing something for Cap Nation, possibly at Mandalay, maybe the Aria or the Wynn. I'm not sure just yet. Possibly doing something and having some fun for a day, or watching the games, or whatever the case may be. But if I get enough user participation, we'll definitely do something. It's always lacking. Everybody's all spread out. So I sent out an email asking. If you got that email, definitely reply. If you didn't get that email, or you're not on our website and you're part of our live shows, and you want to do something, send me an email, kyle@cappersdirect.com, and let me know the dates that you're going to be here, because I know not everybody's going to be here on the exact same dates. I just posted in the comment section my email address. So send me an email, let me know. That way I can try and figure out the best date possible for when we can get the most participation, and then we can do something. And then if you guys golf, maybe we'll do a golf event. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have some fun, though. So nonetheless, I know there's a handful of people already coming, and it's just going to get better and better and better. So that's, thing number one for March Madness. Number two, our March Madness package. It's getting close, guys. We'll be here. I mean, you already have conference tournaments starting today. Some of the smaller ones already today. Patriot League first round today. Atlantic Sun Conference first round today. The Big South first round today as well. Horizon League. So it's here, guys, and it's the thick of things is going to be here before you know it. Our March Madness package. First of all, I want to discuss that real quick, and then we'll move on to the next game day breakdown, free plays, and all that good stuff. The March Madness package. First of all, it's $219.99 for our March Madness package. Same price as it was last year. Okay? Same price as it was last year. However, they're giving you more this year. All right? Let's talk about what the actual package is as a whole. Because I did get a couple emails last night about it, and one this morning. The March Madness package, you're guaranteed a minimum of 20 tournament plays. So you're guaranteed a minimum of 20. So you may get 20 the minimum, you may get 22, 27, or 30. However, it comes with our minimum 65% rate guarantee, where you're guaranteed to hit 65% or better. If they don't, they will give you a week of our premium plays, 7 full days of our premium plays absolutely free as a consolation prize. So that means if you got the bare minimum, just for basic math purposes, you got to go 13-7 or better if you got the bare minimum. Every year we're always over 20 plays, but you got to go the bare minimum 13-7 or better, or you get a week of premium plays absolutely free. Okay. If you went 12-8, you still made some good money, and then you got a week of premium plays as a consolation prize, would be pretty damn cool. But no, obviously the higher the percentage, the more money we make off the top from betting. So, but no, you get that guarantee. But just for signing up for the March Madness package, they're giving you your neighbor's house and his kitchen sink as an added bonus, just for signing up for the March Madness package. Just for signing up for the March Madness package, you get to select either 3 days of premium plays or 3 days of my personal plays. You pick that when you sign up. It says March Madness package including premium plays, or March Madness package including Kyle's personal plays. You're going to get 3 days of each, or 3 days of one of them. You pick. Okay, just as an added bonus. You're also going to get the entire NHL season. The entire NHL season. We give you our NHL season pass as an added bonus just for signing up. Just for purchasing the March Madness package. It's pretty damn cool. It's pretty damn cool. Or just the NHL package alone, $100 a week, $200 a month, or $300 for the entire season. So you're going to get that $300 season, including the playoffs and Stanley Cup Finals, included in your package. We're not done there. You're also going to get one UFC fight card. So if you signed up after last Saturday, you get this Saturday's UFC event, absolutely free. You'll also get, as long as you sign up before the end of Selection Sunday, so before the end of Sunday the 15th, you have until midnight on Sunday the 15th to sign up. And you'll get our early bird special. The early bird special that's remaining is you're going to get our NCAA championship game. It's a standalone game, much like we do for the Super Bowl or the college football championship game. It's a big guaranteed play. You get that included in your package. It's a $100 game. You get that included in your package as well. You get all of that extra stuff for free just as part of the March Madness package. So you get it right on our website, cappersdirect.com. You click on the premium tab or the guaranteed tab and scroll down. And super, super, super easy. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Most importantly, it's going to be a lot of fun. So here's a direct link to it. And get on board. I'm telling you guys, it's going to be a lot of fun. I know a handful of you guys got on board already. Actually, more than a handful got on board already, but another handful this morning as well. So, and it doesn't matter to me if you pick premium plays or my personal plays. If you pick premium plays over my personal plays, you're not going to hurt my feelings. I have thick skin. But I can tell you, we love March. We love March. So, let's have fun with that one, and let's keep it going. So we're going to do another game day breakdown. And we're going to do the Cincinnati Bearcats and the South Florida Bulls game, guys. Should be a good game. 7 p.m. Eastern Time, televised ESPNU, down at the Yuengling Center down there in Tampa, Florida. This should be a good breakdown as well. And again, if you're new to our YouTube channel, if you're one of the new ones to our YouTube channel, take 1 second out of your day. 1 second out of your day, hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that little bell right next to it. That way you get notified each and every single time we drop content. And then, when you're done with that, give us a big thumbs up if you haven't already done so. If you haven't already done so, hit that thumbs up button. Help get our video trending on YouTube. That way, the bigger we build this thing, the more I can give to you guys absolutely free. Ken, thanks for jumping on board my game of the week. Glad to have you on board. Glad to have you on board. Alrighty, so taking a look at this game, guys. First of all, you've got the Bearcats. John Brandon in his program, 18-10 on the year. American Athletic Conference play, 11-5. They've lost 2 out of their last 3 games, both home and away. They did have their big win over Wichita State. They beat them by 3, 67-64, but they've lost to UCF and Houston. They've won, if you want to count it, they've won 3 out of their last 5 games. Before that, they had a little... the last, 6 games, they've gone up and down. They lost their last one, they won one. They lost the one before that, they won 2, they lost 1. Before that, they were riding a 5-game win streak, beating East Carolina, Temple, SMU, Houston, and Wichita State, all quality wins. Then they started, had a little tough time once they played Connecticut on the road. They played 4 straight games that went into OT. Connecticut went to overtime, they lost by 1. They beat Memphis in overtime by 6. They beat East Carolina in overtime by 3. They played UCF in overtime at home. It went to double OT, and they lost by a bucket. They lost by 2 points. Beastie Pop, what's going on? Miguel, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in as well. And everybody, thanks for tuning in. Glad to have everybody. And we're going to keep the fun going all week long, let me tell you. Cincinnati, guys, the last couple weeks have been a little up and down for them. They haven't had a lot of green in the win column, and they're definitely looking to end their season with 2 big wins, not only against South Florida, but on Saturday against Temple, where they should be a 9 to 10 point favorite, I would imagine, at home. Take a look at South Florida, guys, the Bulls. They've actually won 2 straight. Beat ECU and Temple. The ECU game was at home. It was an overtime victory. Take a look, guys. They will be at home today in the Yuling Center. It holds 10,411 screaming, raging South Florida Bulls fans. And let me tell you, it's got a low home court ranking of 3.0. Makes it the 204th toughest place to play in Division I. Not a big home court advantage. And you can definitely see that in the way South Florida's played at home in conference play. They're 6-10 on the year in conference play, 13-16 on the year. Brian Gregory and his program, they were on a real losing skid, okay? They lost 5 straight from January 7th to January 26th. They lost to ECU. They lost to Memphis. They lost to UCF, Wichita State, and Houston. They lost those 5 straight. They bounced back the end of January with a win over Tulane and 2 more against UCF and Memphis. 2 of those were road wins, okay? And then it was like, all right, they got right back into their ways of losing. Losing to Houston, Tulsa, Wichita State, and Connecticut. 2 home and 2 away. They've most recently won their last 2 games on Sunday and last Wednesday, beating Temple and ECU. The ECU game was a 5-point overtime victory. But take a look at how they play at the Yuling Center. They did win their last home game. It was an overtime game. They had a chance to lose that one, believe it or not. But they've lost their last. They've lost the 2 home games prior to that. They lost to Tulsa at home, Houston at home. They squeezed in a win over UCF at home, and it wasn't a squeeze. They did beat them by 16. But they had some more home losses in conference play, losing to Wichita State and Memphis, 2 teams that are very capable to beat most teams in the AAC, especially on the road. Other than that, they suffered 2 home losses in the very beginning of the season. Indiana University, Purdue University, and Boston College, both back in November. So the South Bulls have had a problem defending home court at Yuling Center. So that's one of the reasons why they don't have such a big home court advantage. Even though with a 3.0, you'd probably give them a full point for playing at home. I'd probably take that away for, the fact that, they just don't play well at home. However, Cincinnati does have some wins on the road. Not a big winning program on the road. Okay, they did just lose to Houston on the road by 13. They did beat ECU, but it was an overtime road victory. They beat Wichita State on the road. They beat Temple on the road. They beat UCF on the road. Okay, they do have some quality wins on the road. However, they have more losses, bad losses, than quality wins on the road. So Cincinnati is definitely a team that can win on the road. They can upset a quality team on the road, and they can definitely beat a bad team on the road. They can definitely beat a bad team on the road. Take a look at both teams. When you start comparing them side by side, you can see just how far ahead Cincinnati is versus South Florida, especially on the on not only the offensive side of things, but the defensive side of things as well. Cincinnati coming in with the 44th best defense based on adjusted efficiencies in all of Division I. Okay, they also come in with the 68th best offense based on adjusted efficiencies in Division I. Now, South Florida has a quality defense. They come in with the 68th best defense based on adjusted efficiency, strength of schedule, and opponent strength of schedule as well. However, it's their offense that has South Florida lacking. They're hitting just 46% from the field. In conference play, that's 44.9%. In conference play, they're hitting 28% from out deep. The Division I average is 33.3, and they're hitting 28.3. They're 5% below the Division I average. They're converting just 46.4% of all their 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk. That's 3% below the Division I average of 49.4. And also, they're going to be going up against a Cincinnati defense that has the #1 stat in the AAC at defending the 2-ball, holding teams to just 42.7% shooting. South Florida, 69% from the charity stripe. All right, taking a look at Cincinnati, some of their stats, not that much better when it comes to offense. However, they're light years ahead in other categories. Turnovers, both turn the ball over a decent amount, 20% of the time on offense for Cincinnati, 21.5% for South Florida. Offensive rebounds, both teams offensive rebound appropriately, 33.6% for Cincinnati, 30.8% for South Florida. For reference, the Division I average is 28%. Cincinnati hitting 32.2% of all their three-point attempts, just slightly 1.1% below the Division I average. However, they're converting 51.3% of all their two-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk. They are number 2 in the AAC in this category, and also 68% from the free throw line. Both teams struggle from the charity stripe. However, both teams rely on the free throw for a decent amount of their points. 20% for Cincinnati, 23% for South Florida. Two-foul participation, not a big advantage one way or another. Even though Cincinnati's in it 4 times as much as South Florida, it's not much. 12.9% for Cincinnati, 3.2% for South Florida. So no advantage there for the South Florida Bulls when it comes to the two-foul participation. Taking a look at the line and where it's at right now. First of all, if you're looking for the game number on this one, it is a 7 p.m. Eastern time game. All right, 7 p.m. Eastern time game. Where did it go? Give me 1 second, folks. There it is, 631, 632. Cincinnati opened up as a 3.5-point favorite. Okay, they're laying 4 now. Coronavirus is being confirmed everywhere. Gotta love it, right? I think I'm gonna go buy me some masks. The line is now 4 everywhere, and it really hasn't budged. Total is up 127, and that hasn't moved either. Taking a look at the money aspect on this one. Taking a look at the money aspect, if I can find it, because that might just take us forever, because that one is not in game order. There it is. It's pretty even, Steven. 55% on Cincinnati, 45% of the public rolling on South Florida, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that switch. Now, when it comes to the total, the over and under, 80% of the public and sharps alike are all on the over on this one. But as far as the side goes, I'm going to get you guys a free play on this one, and it should definitely be a good one for us here. Should definitely be a good one for us here. But first of all, if you guys are new to our channel, take 1 second out of your day, hit that subscribe button. All right, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe. Tap that little bell right next to it. That way you get notified each and every single time we drop content, that you will be notified. And then when you're done with that, do us a huge favor. Give us a big thumbs up in the video. Let us know you appreciate all the hard work that we do to bring you guys the free content 7 days a week, 365 days a year, rain, shine, sick, healthy. And let me give you guys the full disclaimer. If you guys ever come to our YouTube channel and you don't see a video here on YouTube, it doesn't mean that we didn't put one out. All right? It doesn't mean we didn't put one out. It means it's just on our website. We don't post to Twitter or to YouTube every single day. Okay? So make sure you guys don't miss out on our daily free play videos. They've been off the hook. You don't want to miss out on that. All right? They're just posted on YouTube today. However, they're not always posted. So make sure you guys always check our website. Our website, for everybody that doesn't know, cappersdirect.com. And anytime you can't find us, just go to Google and type in Cappers Nation or Cappers Nation Live or Cappers Direct. It'll come up. And you guys can always follow me on Twitter at CapNationKyle, because I always let everybody know when we go live on Twitter every single time. So, with that being said, Mr. Grover, I'm doing fantastic, sir. Hopefully you are as well. Get you guys on a free play. But remember, guys, we're going to be live 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 Pacific. Literally, in less than 3 hours, we'll be live again. Free play, Cincinnati laying the 4. Cincinnati taking the Bearcats, laying the 4. Hammer it, pound it. Make yourself some easy money today. That'll be a nice free play winner coming for you guys today. And remember, we're going to be live again later this afternoon. And that is a premium play, folks. That's right out of our premium play card. The difference between us and everybody else, first of all, there's other programs out there where they'll give you both sides of the game 37 times in all their live shows and videos. Or one capper on his channel, one capper on another channel, one capper somewhere else. Okay? Not here. We actually bet the plays we give out. You get the same games that I'm betting and the same games that our clients are betting. Our free plays are not just free plays. They're a paid play that we're giving you guys for free. They're right out of one of our premium plays. We have 4 premium plays today. Honestly, I think we get a big one today. I think we get a big sweep today. I love what we have today. My personal plays and premium plays. I think it's going to be a monster day today. I don't get these feelings often, and when I do, we're generally right. So I think there's going to be a monster day today, including my big game of the week, which will be a monster. So enjoy that free play, guys. It's just not an ordinary free play. It's a great one. And remember, we'll be live again at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Hit that subscribe button and that thumbs up button if you haven't already done so. Randy C says, you're a godsend, Kyle. Have I ever told you that? Yes, you have. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate that. Henry, you're very welcome. Ryan, you're welcome. Everyone, Shane, you're welcome. Brian, you're welcome. Everybody that tunes in or watches the archive version, you guys are always welcome as well. And if you watch the archive version, give us the big thumbs up as well. Christopher Bear, tell him how you throw darts for free plays. I should probably put a dart board on the wall, and we could actually put team names up there, and we could do it live where I'm throwing darts at the wall in the office. But then I wouldn't know what to do if we missed the board. So enjoy that free play, folks. Enjoy those leans and breakdowns as well. And then we'll be back again. We're going to do the exact same thing, but with different games later this afternoon. All right, so enjoy that one. Super long show today, streaming for over 2 hours. Good time. So enjoy, and we'll see you guys all live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't miss out, so hit that subscribe button. All right, guys, take